2004. The airport carpet smells like stale coffee and jet fuel. Your passport is warm from your hand. Your cover story fits inside a single breath. Contractor work, need to know, war on terror. You've done this 100 times. Until a screen lingers too long. This is your life, level by level, inside Black Ops. Act 1. The legend you live in. Your life feels real until the seams start showing. You move like you belong. Early flight out of Dulles. Rental car with a corporate account. A job title that explains why you disappear for 3 days and come back sunburned and quiet. The people in your life know just enough. An ex who says you're never fully here, a neighbor who signs for packages, a supervisor who never asks for details. Then the seams show. A county clerk scrolls, frowns, and says your birth record isn't in the system. At the bank, a KYC update freezes your account pending verification. At the airport, your passport scan pings secondary and the TSA agent's tone goes flat. You tell yourself it's a glitch. You tell yourself post 9/11 systems are overloaded. You tell yourself your cover is clean because it's always been clean. But you notice the tell only you would notice. Your social security trace loops back to a routing code tied to a field office address that doesn't exist. A legend isn't a lie you tell, it's a room you live in until someone turns on the light. Act 2. The dead drop that shouldn't be empty. Your handler's silence is louder than gunfire. You keep the ritual because rituals keep you alive. A payphone in a strip mall outside Alexandria. One call inside a 4-minute window. You hang up before the second ring finishes. You drive 3 exits, park behind a shuttered dry cleaner, and walk to the dead drop tape under the 3rd slat, same as always. It's empty. No acknowledgement, no correction, no new page of numbers. Just dust and adhesive that feels old. You pivot to backstops. A friend at records who used to owe you favors suddenly can't meet your eyes. A consulate contact texts one line wrong punctuation, wrong cadence, and then goes dead. You open the safehouse bag anyway. Cash stacked in bands, 2 IDs, a burner phone, a cheap watch. It all feels staged now, like a prop department stocked your panic. You tell yourself your handler is busy. You tell yourself comms are compromised. You tell yourself silence is temporary. Then a bland sedan appears in your mirror, perfect spacing, every turn matched, no impatience, like a unit, not a person. When the system stops answering, it isn't failing. It's deciding. Act 3. You touch the file. The truth is real paper, and it says you're already gone. You go where paper moves. Not headquarters. A cutout office above a dental practice. A contractor suite with mirrored windows and a lobby that smells like copier toner. You get in on timing and nerve, tailgating behind a courier, flashing a badge no one looks at closely, walking like the building already knows you. Inside, the files aren't cinematic. Manila folders, staples, a dot matrix printout folded into thirds. You find your name and feel your stomach drop because it's not your name. It's a product label. Schooling listed with addresses you can picture but never visited. A medical history with dates that don't match scars you actually have. Employment entries written like a screenplay. Roles, locations, plausible gaps. You tell yourself it's a decoy. You tell yourself it's for someone else. You tell yourself the memories in your head are yours. Then you see the status line, decommissioned. Not killed. Not retired. Decommissioned like equipment. The last page is logistics. Flight numbers, tail identifiers, a handoff chain. Proof someone is about to close the loop on you. If your life can fit in a folder, it can fit in a shredder. You have the paperwork. Now you have the timetable. The next level isn't about running faster, it's about being routed, quietly, through systems that never have to touch you to erase you. Act 4. Rendition logic. You learn the machinery doesn't hunt you, it processes you. You don't sprint. You schedule. You buy time in ordinary increments: 10 minutes for a fuel stop, 8 minutes to swap plates, 90 seconds to ditch a phone in a grocery store trash can under bleach and wet cardboard. The timetable in the folder reads like air cargo. Tail number. Departure slot. A medical escort, name that's too generic to be real. You sit in a motel off Route 1 with the AC rattling and you watch the local news on mute, waiting for the knock you can't outrun. You tell yourself the chain is breakable. You tell yourself agencies don't coordinate that cleanly. You tell yourself if you vanish, you can force a human decision. But the logic isn't human. It's procedural watch lists, secondary, an innocuous CBP referral, a parking lot, random inspection that leads you into a room with no windows and a camera that's already recording. No one calls you by a name. A laminated badge says, contract security. A clipboard says, transfer. You realize the terrifying part. Nobody has to hate you to deliver you paper, does it for them. Act 5. The black site feeling. Your world shrinks to rules you never agreed to. The air changes before the room does. Sterile. Recirculated. You taste plastic, like a new shower curtain. Your wrists go into flex cuffs that bite when you flex wrong, and a black hood drops over your face with a drawstring that tightens the moment you inhaled too deep. You track by sound. Velcro rip. Nitrile gloves snapping. The soft click of a door you'll never see. Someone recites a script, date, time, subject transferred in good order, like inventory moving between warehouses. A medic checks your pulse with 2 fingers and says nothing else. You tell yourself you can negotiate. You tell yourself someone will confirm a mistake. You tell yourself if you stay calm, your training will matter. But the training was for choices, and this is for compliance. Sleep becomes a weapon. Light becomes a weapon. Even kindness becomes a tool. Water offered only after questions. A blanket only after silence. You remember every safe house you ever used, and you understand why they felt identical. In a place designed to leave no trace, your existence becomes the mess they can wipe away. Act 6. Ghost status. You aren't killed. You're archived alive, but unusable. Time stops being counted and starts being managed. Meals arrive in the same gray tray. Rice, overcooked chicken, a bruised apple. You hear distant doors, distant footsteps, the same radio squawk at shift change. Somewhere, an HVAC unit hums like a lullaby for people who don't sleep. A man with a plain watch sits across from you and slides a single page forward, no letterhead, just a line of text and a signature block. Termination of services. Not an arrest, not a trial, a conclusion. He doesn't threaten you. He explains risk posture and containment like describing weather. You tell yourself you can appeal. You tell yourself loyalty will be recognized. You tell yourself your memories prove you're real. Then you catch the phrasing. You were manufactured, fielded, sunset. Your life is listed as an asset cycle with dates that bracket your childhood. They don't need you dead. They need you unprovable. You become a person-shaped gap in every database, the kind of absence that looks like nothing at all. Power doesn't always arrive as a gun or a badge. Sometimes it arrives as a form, a routing code, a line that says your name is a function. You can survive the restraints, the hood, the room. The harder thing is surviving the idea that your entire past was a tool issued to you and quietly taken back.